in a glass case of emergency, break the case, and he pops out with the mic, and you know what
Well,
I'm
that's the
saying?
thing.
The Niners are gonna suck. No, let's just say it's a rebuild. It's gonna be a rebuild year. Let's just be honest. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe we'll hit in the draft. It's all about saving the CEO Jed York. This season's all about saving him money
Okay.
because Shanahan and John Lynch kind of went crazy. Mostly Shanahan signing all these guys like Debo, which was a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie, I was excited to do it because the way he played in 2021.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, he was in his prime.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
thought he was gonna be like, and then the following year he kind of became a dud, and this past year he really was a serious dud. So it was time to say
He was
goodbye.
always going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like that with every player, though. You know, no matter what team you're going to be on, there's always going to be some kind of back and forth. Back
Oh
and
no,
forth.
man! I mean, if you look at Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase,
Okay.
those guys are top notch, man. Every year, in and out, man. And even if they come back from injury, they're still good. So, yeah.
True.
And then last year with Brandon Ayuk, I was hoping they wouldn't do it. I was dead set against signing him,
Mm-hmm.
and then they did it. So I was excited for the move, but now it's like a big dud because he got injured, and we don't even know if he's gonna play this next year. He tore his MCL, his ACL. He tore a bunch of his knees exploded. He probably won't even be the same anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like they might trade him, but for like a 3rd round pick. When last year, if they would have traded him, would have been a 1st round pick, maybe one for this year. So it's just they've just really screwed up the money issue, man. And then they got rid of a lot of guys, man. They got rid of Dre Greenlaw was the biggest one. Hafunga,
Yeah.
Eli Mitchell. They got rid of Juice, but then they re-signed him again. So I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. We need O line. We need D line. It's gonna be a mess, man. And the rumors around, you know, a lot of the podcasters I listen to, 49ers podcasters, is that if they fail this season with Shanahan, they might move up Saleh. Robert Saleh is the rumor. That's the rumor. It's not official. It's the rumor.
All right.
Which I'm not against, man, because I don't like Shanahan. I'm one of those Niner fans that does not like Shanahan. I never have liked.
Yeah.
After we lost that first Super Bowl in 2020, never liked the guy.
Well, because he's the one that made that.
He made the
play.
stupid plays. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the
he
one that
made
called the
that
stupid
play.
plays
He's
instead
the-
of
he's the
running
one
the
that made that
damn
play.
ball using Raheem Mostert, which he was on fire all playoffs.
Yeah.
You go with the hot hand. You run the damn ball, and we went passing, and we lost. And what did we do again in 2021 or 2023? We passed the ball again. We didn't give it to our number one guy, who was Christian McCaffrey. We stopped running the ball, and we went straight to passing again, and we lost the game again in the same fashion. This time it went to OT, and yeah, it was Shanahan's fault. I don't give a F what anybody. It was Shanahan's fault.
Yeah.
It was again. It was so. It's like, dude, I'm tired of him. We lose. We can never. If we're up a game, they catch up. But sometimes we win the game. We can never, ever come back from second quarter from a collapse.
Is there also like a
The second half, I mean.
Isn't there also a trick to win the OT too? Like
Yeah, and he
was the
supposedly
trick?
he didn't know. It was confusing, the new rules, because it is new rules. But like, dude, you're the
a
head coach.
You should know
You
those.
should know
new
these rules. So yeah.
So I
it's
mean,
just-
like
So,
what you said.
They're giving. I believe they're giving him one more year to prove himself. But it's kind of weird that they're getting rid of all these key players. Are they like screwing him over on purpose? That way he fails. That way Robert Saleh joins. Because let's just say, yeah, that Shanahan's made some bad money moves, and they listen to him, which is stupid. Like, dude, Jed York, grow a pair. You're the CEO. You call the shots, man. And I feel like this year he's finally stepping up,
Yeah.
growing a pair, and he's calling the shots now.
Okay.
So thank God for that. So who knows what's gonna happen this season, guys? I'm not excited about it, but I'm a little curious to see how it goes. I'm not expecting playoffs. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You must be high off your ass. You Niner fans out there that believe, oh, we're going to be okay. We're going to run it back. Dude, no, we're not.
No dice.
No, there's no dice. And I knew that wasn't going to happen this year either. And this year there was a lot of, here's the thing. There was a lot of injuries,
Yeah.
but great quarterbacks. You name it, Tom Brady's, the Mahomos, those guys, you know, the Josh Allens, no matter who's in and out of that team, they're going to make the plays. They're going to win the games.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's in the damn team or not. Whether they're injured or not, they're going to good quarterbacks make it happen, make things happen. They win the games, and Brock Purdy's not one of them.
Well,
And I believe they shouldn't they should sign him, stick to their guns, sign him to 40 to 45 million. 50 million's a little too much. Go ahead, I guess, but anything over 50, don't do it. Don't sign Purdy.
Okay.
And again, you Niner fans out there that are delusional and live in Niner la la land, let's be real. Purdy's not the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
He can't throw in wet conditions. He can't play in the snow. He can't throw a long bomb if his life depends on it. He can't throw the ball long. He's a check down guy, and he could run it. Don't get me wrong. He's athletic.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad they got Mac Jones, kind of pressure him, show that hey, there's another kid behind you.
Yeah.
If you don't act right, we're gonna throw him in, and this guy could launch the ball.
So
and he's accurate.
So if Purdy shows up and proves people wrong, that's like would you be like hell yeah?
We have to win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
We have to win a Super Bowl.
For you to
Super Bowl or bust for Purdy and Shanahan.
Okay, yeah. So like me personally,
I'm a realist, man. I'm gonna call it as it is. I love my Niners. I love football, but I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna live in Niner La La Land and think everything's sunshine and rainbows.
So he's the football fan, okay? Me,
Yep.
I'm not a
Yep.
big time football fan.
Mhm.
I watch the Niners periodically. I'm not like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a Niner game. When there's a Niner game on TV, yes, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not harshing this guy. He's
I love my football
in it.
and I love those betting apps too, man. I go a little too crazy on them sometimes. Underdog, fantasy, and draft, and not DraftKings, screw DraftKings.
Yeah.
Prize Picks, all those, man. Sleeper. Oh, I love football season, man. I just love it. I love the betting. I love the chaos. I just love it, man.
People
I just
getting on
love
each other's
football.
throats.
Yeah, man. I just love football.
But-
It's the best sport in the world, man.
Yeah, and see, like, to be personally, that's why
Baseball after, and then basketball the third.
So like,
Hockey last.
so yeah, like that's what I want to know. Like, I'm pretty sure that there are people like you said, like the hardcore Purdy fans. They're like, what would change your mind on him? Yours is Super Bowl.
Yeah,
If you win
win,
Super
win me
Bowl-
a Super Bowl and learn how to throw in the ring
Okay. All right.
and learn how to make a comeback when you're down 2 touchdowns.
There you go.
Don't make mistakes and throw interceptions.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm glad they brought Mac Jones. A lot of people could say, "Oh, he's a dud." You don't know yet, man. I mean, look what happened with Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Sometimes they show up when you're on another
when
team.
they're on another team. They
does
just need a
happen.
different
That does happen.
different setting. So we'll see what happens. On a lighter note, you take it away, bro.
So I got some good news. This whole week was just awesome. Like I got like 3 big pop culture things that kicked in, man.
Keep talking, man. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. You're a little out of focus.
All right.
Keep going.
So,
Keep going though.
What happened was that in for Mortal Kombat, that was like the first thing that I know that came out this whole week was Mortal Kombat. There's pictures that came out. What are they called when the pictures?
Damn, now
come
I'm
out?
out of focus.
Not screenshots, but leaks. Yeah, leaks.
Yeah.
There was leaked pictures. I think it's official leaks. I believe that there are official leaks in which they showed Johnny Cage. He's being played by Carl Urban. People know him from The Boys. You know that guy.
yeah,
He's gonna be Johnny Cage. I've seen
There we
pictures
go.
of him. He looks like he's gonna be good.
I wish it would have been the Miz.
Yes,
He would have been.
too. He would have been
dude.
perfect.
He's got the personality.
Yeah.
He's got the hair, the
Yeah.
look. He's perfect. He'd be.
Yeah.
He is Johnny Cage.
Yeah,
I like Carl Urban, but I don't know. I
mean-
think that was a miss.
yeah. It was like
It should have been the Miz.
you know, they chose. Well, I mean, I can
For
understand
anybody
why,
who don't know who the Miz is, look him up. Miz. He's a wrestler.
but you gotta think though. The reason why they chose Carl Urban is because you kind of have to choose a big name, and Carl Urban is.
He is a household name.
He is a household name.
Yeah.
He really is. He's a household name. So,
But I mean, in the first movie, there was not household names.
yeah, but I mean, you got to switch things up sometimes in other movies, and you know, Carl Urban is, you know, again, he's a household name, so it makes sense they're gonna choose him as Johnny Cage. I've seen the pictures of him; he looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, it's Carl Urban, man.
Yeah. There's also footage of Katana. Of
Yep.
course, they show pictures of Katana, and they also show pictures of Shao Kahn. He looks pretty awesome. He looks pretty badass.
Yeah, he does. He does.
you
I
see how
agree
he
with
looks?
that.
He's all
Yep.
like dark and everything.
Yep.
Like he looks pretty awesome. So I'm pretty interesting how they're gonna do Shao Kahn in this one. And then of course they showed Scorpion. So those are the 4 leaked pictures they showed so far. Go ahead and look them up. They look pretty. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I liked the last Mortal Kombat movie. I really did. Even though it had off reviews and I didn't care much for the main character. What's that dude's name again?
Oh, I don't even freaking know.
I don't even
dude.
see. I didn't even remember the main character's name.
It should have been Liu Kang.
It should've
Liu
just
Kang
been
should have
Liu
been the
Kang.
main
Or
character.
why didn't they just give Liu Kang?
I don't know, man.
But yeah, that was the thing that kind of got to me. But other than that, though, another thing that came out was the trailer for the Ballerina.
damn,
It's
I
part
haven't
of
seen it.
it's part of the John Wick universe. I guess
Mhm.
they're calling it that, the John Wickiverse or whatever. And dude, I am hyped for this movie. I'm not gonna spoil the trailer. You want me to spoil the trailer for you?
Yeah, go for it. I don't care, man.
So
It's just a trailer.
basically, if you've seen the trailer, what happens is I guess what happens is that you know how they're like underground and they have those ballerinas who are part of that underground.
Yeah, they showed in part 3, right? Or part 2? 3, 4?
Two.
The fourth one? Shit,
Two.
I can't remember.
It was 2.
I really can't remember. I haven't seen those movies in forever.
Yeah.
Love them,
And
but I haven't seen them
And so
in
what
a
happened?
long time.
Yeah. So what happens is in John Wick 2, it was John Wick 2. It was John Wick 3. They showed these ballerinas, and I guess they're like assassins. They're kind of like Black Widow from the Marvel universe, I guess, like from what I can understand. And so I guess this ballerina goes rogue. They haven't really showed why she goes rogue in the trailer, but she's gonna go rogue. And guess who they're gonna choose to hunt her down?
John Wick.
John Wick is gonna hunt her down. So of course it's probably gonna end in 2 ways, because we all know how the last John Wick movie ends. He's dead, or he might not be dead. We don't know, but from what this shows, that this is gonna be like a prequel before all that,
Yeah,
for sure.
So John Wick lives on the screen.
Basically,
say.
John Wick lives on the screen.
Yeah,
and
on
so
the big screen. Yep,
what's good? What I've seen of the trailer is that 2 things are gonna happen. Either he's gonna kill the ballerina, or it's Hollywood. They're gonna work together at the end, which I think is gonna happen. You know, they're probably gonna do that. They're not gonna kill off the main character. If they do, I'm not gonna be mad.
Yeah.
That's me. I'll be honest. Oh, but if they don't kill her off, cool too. You know, who knows? They might make another ballerina movie after that, so that would be pretty interesting too. But then goes my last one that kind of, I don't know if to be excited or disappointed.
Oh shoot, I know where this is going. Oh man.
So
yeah, I remember when I was sending you the notes, the links. I was like, oh dude,
so
this is bad.
They're gonna
It started off good. Go for it, man. I'm
sorry. They're gonna come out with a live action God of War series.
Yes.
I'm pumped up. I love God of War. I played. I don't know. The God of War Ragnarok was a really fun game. I really enjoyed God of War Ragnarok, but I guess the director never played the God of War games. And he tried playing the God of War games.
What a jackass.
And he keeps on losing.
Yeah, he says he can't get the hang of the game. He doesn't understand the mechanics.
He doesn't understand the mechanics. Okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't play the game.
So I get that. You don't understand mechanics. But there's still research you can do.
Well, I'm pretty sure he did.
Hopefully
he probably just went on YouTube and looked at all the cutscenes.
And that's what you gotta do.
But it's more than that, dude. You gotta play the game.
You gotta play the game too to feel the adventure. There's a lot of. I mean, the only thing I could think of is if he did a full-fledged walkthrough, story mode walkthrough. If he does a full-fledged story mode walkthrough, that could be very helpful.
Or he has employees that played the game for him. Maybe he sat there and watched it.
There you go. And so if they do stuff like that,
I feel like in order to get this right, you got to play the game.
Well,
you got to be a fan.
And I think the thing is, I am excited for it, but I'm also afraid because I mean, you have so much video games series that just
adaptations.
Yeah, adaptations that just plummeted. Halo, that one was just awful. They did not know they didn't know what they were doing when they made Halo. They did not know what they were doing. Resident Evil. What was another one I was thinking of? Oh man, Geralt, white hair.
The Witcher.
The Witcher. Thank you.
Well, when what's his name was playing The Witcher, it was good, right? Or no? Or there was still.
There was a lot of. There was a lot of Henry Cavill. There was a lot of butting heads.
Well, that's why he left, right?
That's why he left. Of course, they also say that they got rid of him. Like it goes back and forth. He left. They got rid of him. The story's so mumbled, you don't know who to actually agree with.
That's the coolest thing about Henry Cavill is that dude is literally a geek.
Yes.
That dude is a fanboy.
He is a.
He builds computers and he's just a. You wouldn't think a big dude, muscle dude like that, man. You think he'd be like cocky and nope. He's one of us.
Well, yeah. Well, and here's the thing. The reason
just a lot buff.
The reason why is I guess he like. There's always those favorite cousins you hang out with that are going to be super fun, and I guess he had those kind of cousins.
Adrian.
Yes.
Even though we haven't hung out with you in years, dude. Just know, man.
Shout out to Adrian, man.
You're a fun cousin, man.
Exactly, and so you always have that one cousin that, that cousin might be all into sports, but when he hangs out with these group of cousins, they're like, oh man, you open up to this new world of different things. And I guess what they did with Henry Cavill is that they introduced him to Warhammer, and he just fell in love with it. Yeah. He's a huge Warhammer fan. There's always talks about the show being canceled if it's going to go through. I don't know what's going to go on with that one. We'll see. But that's what I'm saying is with all this stuff is you got to go like when you choose like the thing with Warhammer is you could actually brought out. It's kind of like
Oh, sorry guys, there's some commotion going
yeah
on.
yeah we yeah. So what it's kind of like what happens is that man, I almost lost my train of thought there. But what happens is with games like Halo ODST, that game,
Mm.
you don't need Master Chief. You could switch up with any other character you want. You know, like you could make a new story all the over. If you choose any other kind of Halo story and don't put Master Chief in it, that's okay to do. It's been done.
Mm.
So with that, the reason why that Halo ruined so much is because they put Master Chief in there. I'm telling you right now, if they did not put Master Chief in that Halo series, people would have been okay with it.
You sure?
Oh yes, 100%.
What about the story? The acting was it crap?
I didn't really hear. It's just awful to the source material, from what I heard. Just they butchered Master Chief. That's the biggest thing is they butchered Master Chief. I also heard that they messed up a couple of characters too. Like, there's a long story with that. I never watched it, and I'm not going to watch it. But another one game show that I watched, a series based off a video game that I 100% worked was Fallout, and that series worked.
And Sonic.
Sonic worked too. But that one does like. With
Mario
with here's the thing with
with
games like that just make sure that you put in all the material that's supposed to be working the way it's supposed to work, and you can make any story you want.
Mm-hmm.
So with Sonic, you gotta think about it. What's Sonic? A Sonic is about a hedgehog going after gold rings that fights against Dr. Robotnik. That's
easy.
it, right? Easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
And so right there, you could build a whole new story all around that.
That's true.
You could build a whole new story. So with Mario, same thing. What is Mario? Guy saves the princess away from Bowser.
Right.
Boom. What do you do?
Go off of that.
And you go off of that.
That makes sense.
Make sure you do the star right, which they did when they get the star and they get that power up at the end. Make sure you do that right. Make sure you get the mushrooms right, which of course they did as well. Just make sure you get all the stuff right, and you'll be good.
And your job is easy. The material, the story is there.
And also make it fun.
Just transfer it over to real life.
Yeah.
To live action. That's all you gotta do. Just transfer it over to live action. Yeah. It's not hard.
And that's
all you gotta do.
And that's what Fallout
it just frustrates me that they don't, man.
Well,
they want their own vision.
Yes, we'll see. But that's what Fallout did. Fallout basically with that series, you could again. It's like if they were to do a Halo ODST live action series. If they did a whole Halo ODST live action series, you could play whoever you want in that series. Same thing with Fallout. With Fallout, there's so much imagination. You could choose random characters and just go off of that, and that's what they did. Mm. Fallout, there's a lot more freedom with Fallout. There's a lot more freedom. And of course, they had help with Bethesda. Bethesda was like, no, you're going to make sure you put this and put this in the series. So the reason why you see a lot of the awesome stuff from the game, like, oh, that's in the game, that's in the game. It gets you excited because they're doing it right to the source material. So Fallout really worked. To me personally, Fallout really worked. That's why I'm kind of afraid of God of War. Because God of War, you have a character named Kratos. How are they going to do him in this series? Now, from what I heard when they talked about the live action series before, they said it was going to be after God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
If they do that, it will work.
It
will work if they do that because
as long as the acting's good.
As long as the acting's good, as long as the characters, all the characters of God of War Ragnarok
stay true to the source material.
Stay true to the source, which of course they can because it could be like a year or 2 years past, Right. And so you could build on that.
I kind of hope they go that route.
You could really build on that. And so I kind of hope they do that because there was talks about that. But if they go based off the game, like 100% based off like the first
it's gonna fail because the guy doesn't play the game.
Yes, exactly. So I really believe 100% that the series will work, and also you can add new characters. Oh, who's this character? I don't know. They just made him up. If you want to use that writing, that hardcore writing material, and be like, yes, this is my story and this is my baby. Do it after God of War Ragnarok, and I'm pretty sure they are gonna do it after God of War Ragnarok, and I hope they do. So that's my tangent. I know I'm really passionate about these video games turned to live series, and every time they fail, it's like, well, of course you failed because you didn't do your research, you didn't look through the story, you didn't even understand the character, and that's where you messed up on. And that's the thing is like that's where they like. That was Henry Cavill's biggest thing is that there was so much. I know I'm going back to The Witcher, but these are problems with live action game series. Is when you make a live action series based off of a video game, and you try to, and the writers are like, "Oh, cool, this will be awesome. This will be cool. This will be cool," and it's like, but that's not what I want to see. I want to see what I saw in the video game.
And just like I said, just transfer it over to live action.
Just transfer over to live
Copy,
action.
edit, paste, make it live action.
And there you go. And so that was a lot. And there was, like I said, a bunch of headbutt. Henry Cavill had to be like, there were like, I guess they were gonna. There was a horse, like Geralt's horse. And if you play the video games or read the books, Geralt has a very like protection over his horse. Like he sees him as a friend because you gotta think about it. You're riding a horse into death around a bunch of monsters. If your horse dies, you just lost a companion. That's a huge companion. And I guess around the when they were riding it at first, they were gonna kill the horse like a joke. They're gonna make a joke of the horse when he dies. And Henry Cavill went up to them and said, "That's not how you're gonna do it. The horse is Geralt's best friend. It is sacrificing its own life, and so Geralt respects this horse for riding with it.
Whoa.
You are not going to kill it.
Fool,
Like
chill.
no, but that's the kind of stuff that people are passionate about.
Yeah.
And I understand that you're going too hard. Well, you gotta understand that's stuff that's annoying to a lot of fans of the source material, to a lot of fans of video games. You there's so much respect on characters that you just like, I don't care much for this character, so I'm just gonna ruin it.
Kind of like The Last of Us 2.
Kind of like The Last of Us 2, except that was the actual video game.
Yeah, man. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole different story.
That's the only reason why I won't watch the shows because I already know where it's gonna go and what's gonna happen.
100%.
It's just gonna piss me off. So I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to watch that show. Yeah.
So
it kind of irks me the wrong way.
yeah.
I wish. You know what I wish, man? I wish. Check out this segue. I wish we were millionaires. You know what I'm saying? We could buy the rights. We could probably be directors. Use the material. Use what we have now. Cameras. Buy the best cameras. Hire the best actors. Make a studio in Vegas because that's where Hollywood might be going.
We'll see what happens.
Yep. Just look for that. Just wait for that. It's gonna go to Nevada. To Vegas, or just Nevada. I don't know. But anywho, if we had $1 million, if we won the lottery, we could do that.
Well,
but we will never win the lottery. Nobody will win the lottery.
True.
Why? It's a CIA operative. You want to hear why? So check this out. Here's the theory. Like that segue?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a good way. That was a good way of switching it up to that.
Right. So the lottery, right? Sometimes we don't know who wins it.
Mhm.
Sometimes we do. They come out, oh yeah, here's the big old check, and we're on the news, and we got millions. We got billions sometimes, right? Or almost $250 million anyway. And supposedly a half of that goes to taxes. You get taxed on it, but you're still a millionaire. Yada 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 yada. And sometimes I guess people want to come out unanimous.
Yeah,
Unanimous.
like,
unanimous.
I mean, be honest.
You know the word.
Well, if really, if you won the,
I wouldn't want people to know.
I wouldn't want people to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because I don't want people to leave me alone and not beg me for money.
exactly.
But if I want to give it, I'll give it.
Well, no,
But damn it, let it come from here.
Yeah.
Don't beg me for it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna help someone, help them because you want to help them.
Right.
And especially if you want to make sure that you're like, this is gonna go to that.
Yeah. But anywho, so the theory is that we buy all these lottery tickets. I mean, millions upon millions of people buy these lottery tickets. Some buy more than 10, 20, 30. They spend a lot of money to buy these tickets.
Mhm.
That money goes to the state. I believe it goes to feds, goes to federal. Lo and behold, there's a winner. This person doesn't want to come out and acknowledge that they won, right?
True.
So rumor has it that there are government plants, CIA plants that win this money. And guess what? The state or the federal gets the money that we put in for the tickets. They keep that money. But there was a winner.
Okay.
But we're not going to announce who the winner was. So supposedly there's plants. Now, there's some people who they let win. They actually release the money and let a person win.
Oh, to be like, oh yeah, see, you could be the next guy.
You could be the next person that wins,
Or- Yeah.
And so there's some of that. So they let some people win, but majority of the time it's government plants that win the money. And all the money that went towards those tickets goes to so the state wins, the feds win, the federal wins, the government wins. So that's the theory. So do people actually really win? I don't know. You be the judge of that. I always felt like there's really nobody that wins, and if you notice, it's always old people. You ever notice that? It's always old people.
Hey,
It's
man,
never young people that win.
they've been
And I'm
playing.
pretty sure there's, and I probably haven't heard. Maybe there's some young people, but majority of the time it's old people.
They've been playing the lottery for a very long
Oh,
time.
damn.
All right, they pay their dues,
I mean, they have.
win.
Let's be real. I'm pretty sure you're old.
or
and-
maybe paid their dues.
yeah, but anyway, I just
Quote,
find it kind of. I always found it kind of weird, you know. So and that just adds another layer that the theory is again. And I don't know if I explained it right the first time, second time. Government plants are planted in to win it. They don't announce their name, and all the money we spent to buy the tickets, they stay with it, right?
Okay.
Because there was a winner, but the winner was the CIA.
Hey, they won.
keep all the they keep all the money. So I guess in a way somebody does win, right? There's a winner.
There is a winner.
The good old Uncle Sam wins the money.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's go look at some clips, man. It's been a crazy week. Let's start off with what do you want to start off with? JFK, right?
Yeah.
All right. So there's nothing really to look up. Let's see. Yeah, let's go back to us. Oh, wait, can't you minimize this or something?
There we go.
Sorry, we're learning this, guys. No, bring us back up now.
Oh. No, we are minimized.
Oh, no, are we back up?
Yeah.
No, we're not minimized.
We are minimized. We're on the corner.
I don't want to
right
be
now.
minimized, man. Bring us back up.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Sorry, guys. Okay, so we talked about extensively on our first episode about JFK.
Yeah.
And, Trump and his administration were going to release the files. Well, lo and behold, they released the files. Now, the funny thing is, from what I've seen, it kind of looks like a dud. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. We're not going to read into it. We got busy lives. We're not going to dig through 8,000 pages or whatever. I could be wrong on how many pages it was, but of information. And all of it's redacted. It's not, no, a lot of it's not redacted.
Okay.
So
there
there's no black ink over it, and there's no highlighting
When
over
you
it.
said redacted, I was like,
I'm sorry. None of it was redacted, but you really got to read into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's two things. There's no official sources, and when I'm talking about official, like Tucker Carlson's, that guy I like to follow, Anthony Calabasas. He's good. He's on the money, and he's not like a conspiracy theorist or nothing. They haven't come out and said anything about it. Maybe they're reading into the files themselves.
Okay.
But there's other sources that I follow on Instagram, and I don't know if they're official, and I don't know if I could trust them, but they're conspiracy theory sources, and they've pointed that that Israel had something to do with it. Like I said, it's not official.
Okay.
But supposedly they said that in the documents it says, don't mention or don't, if there's going to be anything redacted, it's going to be anything that talks about Israel. Don't mention Israel. Yeah. What? Number one. Number two, it shows that the CIA did do it. They had their hands in it.
Okay.
So there's that. There's Israel. Don't talk about it. In the documents it says don't mention Israel.
Got it.
And then the other one is the CIA did have a hand in it. There's a lot of names and everything that goes into the CIA doing it, and a lot of it had to do with because JFK was trying to clean up the CIA, and he was remember, like I mentioned our first episode, that he was stopping all like the Dulles and all those guys from doing their secret operatives in different countries and money laundering, and so he was putting an end to that. So the CIA said, not so fast, and then he kind of stopped he stopped the deals from sending nuclear weapons and power to Israel.
Okay.
So they didn't like that. So
yeah.
But it's kind of weird that they didn't want Israel named. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. It's the usual suspects. That's what I'm calling Israel, by the way, the usual suspects. On this show, when I say the usual suspects, you know who I'm talking about. So that was the biggest news of the week. That another crazy story that happened was, and I believe it was in Serbia.
Oh, yeah.
Show a little clip of that. We can bring that up. Let's bring that clip up real quick.
The other day at the biggest protest in history. And then we're going to go over what it could have been.
Check this out. So it was a
So that's five guys running in formation out of the crowd when everyone else is basically still.
No riots, no bullcrap like you see
right before this happens.
Check this out.
Now, this video was posted like 10 years ago.
So, as what you saw, for people who don't know and haven't looked into this, maybe you're waiting for us to talk about it. It was like an EMT attack, a sonar attack.
Okay.
So there's sound waves. Sometimes they use sound waves, and a lot of people that they talk to, and you don't hear this in the mainstream media, that a lot of people that were in that crowd that got hit by that sonic boom, they said they had headaches. They felt their brain was scrambled. They lost motion in their bodies. Their bodies kind of just pushed them, so they were kind of like brainwashed in a way to move, get out of the way.
Okay.
Now, nobody got seriously hurt. I don't think. I haven't read any reports of anybody getting seriously hurt. But as you saw, they parted like the Red Sea, right? So
Yeah.
it was a sonic boom, and I believe they didn't. It wasn't that powerful to where it just and they just flew, and I think they lowered it down a notch to where they could just by section just hurt people. As you can see, it was going and it was moving, down the line.
Yeah.
I think there was another angle on another video which I think I got rid of. I got deleted, but to where they show a close up, and yeah, people are like, oh, and they're like running, and they literally like lose motion of their bodies. They just like almost in a way mind controlled in a way, but it hurt their ears, their head, and they just moved, and that was it. It didn't happen again, as far as I know. It didn't happen again. Bizarre,
Yeah.
real bizarre. I think were they just testing it out? This is the first. I'll talk about another incident, something like this. It was the first time you've seen something like that
Yeah.
happen to a crowd. And it's interesting that they did it to them. I'm surprised they never do it to peaceful protesters here in the United States. Peaceful protesters. You would think they would do something like that here, but of course the theys, the thems who are in charge side with this group of peaceful protesters.
Yeah.
So they're not going to attack them.
Yeah. It's a different thing here.
And if anything, if it does happen, they're going to blame Trump and and all this, and
That's why they're not gonna. They can't.
No, the theys would make it happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wait for it. It'll probably happen. Give it a chance, and guess who they're gonna blame?
Oh yeah.
Orange man bad. So there's that, and then back in 2016, something like this happened. Another sonic attack. It was at the U.S. Embassy. I don't know if you remember hearing about this. It was in 2016.
Yeah.
In Cuba. It was in Cuba, the U.S. Embassy over there. A lot of workers and everybody was complaining about headaches, their ears ringing, going deaf. At first, they were labeling it like an illness, a mysterious illness, but some people were complaining that it was like a sonar attack, like a sonic attack.
Okay.
So it's happened before, and nobody's really investigated in it. I'm sure there's a lot of YouTube videos and stuff out there, maybe videos on Rumble. But again, this was in 2016. Look it up when you have a chance, my fellow listeners out there. But this is something like this has happened before, and I'm pretty sure it's happened in maybe third world countries, but we don't hear about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, 2016, something like this happened in Cuba, at the U.S. Embassy, and again now here in 2025 in Serbia, at a literal peaceful protest.
Yeah.
As you can see, there was no looting or anything.
Dude, they're just standing there.
Yeah,
They're
they were
like,
just chilling with
no
their
looting,
phones
no
out.
destroying any property. They were just standing there, just looking around. You know.
So, look for another sonar attack at a hood near you.
Good God.
Get ready for it.
Jeez.
It's probably they're gonna do it again here, and it'll probably happen here in the States. And yeah, so just scary times, man. Ugly times. Go back to our other topics there. Go up. Let's see. Oh, one more thing that we haven't really talked about. Another big story is those astronauts came back down after 9 months.
Yep.
And there's a lot of theories that they weren't really up there. I mean, there was some weird shenanigans. So originally, I think they were supposed to be up there. I hear 8 days. I hear a month. They were supposed to be up there and come back down. It was supposed to be an easy mission. And then they were up there for 9 months. Over 9 months. Christmas time, they had gifts and Christmas hats and everything.
They had a bunch of.
So
stuff.
did they send a care package over there? Did they know they were going to be there for 9 months? Now, on the flip side of that, devil's advocate, maybe they have all this stuff on these shuttles for if they do get stranded, it's to kind of put ease to their mind and make them feel like at home.
Yeah.
So maybe they pack all these St. Patty's days and 4th of July's and Christmas things, Thanksgiving things, and just in case something like this happens, they have it there so they could celebrate.
Yeah,
That could be it.
that could be it.
Another weird thing, and this one I can't understand, and I don't know how to explain, is that reporter they had up there. I don't know if you've seen that video.
Yeah, I heard
What's that
that.
about? Was he up there with them, just in a glass case of emergency? Break the case, and he pops out with the mic, and you know what
Well,
I'm
that's the
saying?
thing.
Like,
That's
where did this reporter
that's
come
the
from?
thing is that like
It's weird.
I've seen that video of that reporter and
Because
what
if they sent him up there, couldn't they just brought them down?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Send a
That's
pod up there to bring them down?
yeah,
It just doesn't make sense.
I guess
It's weird.
from what I could tell, I guess they were the way that they could like say that that's what happened was that they probably put him on a smaller that only fits 2 people space like ship, shooting him up there, making sure that they have the pilot and just the reporter so they can report because they couldn't fit 2 more people in it.
I don't know, man.
That's the only thing I
bizarre.
could think of is
It's
that
weird.
for that reason.
And then when they came back down to Earth, which was I think yesterday, right, or 2 days ago, I'm losing track of time.
It
I'm
was like
losing my
yes- it
mind,
was
and
like-
I'm losing track of time.
I believe it was yesterday.
Okay, so when they come down, you see the parachutes and everything. Sorry, I hit the mic. You see the and if you look at it, somebody claimed there's some claims that it looks CGI. Yeah, and it does. If you watch the video, it does look kind of CGI-ish. It's weird, man. It's bizarre. I don't know what to believe. Were they up there? Okay.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah. I'm losing my mind, but it's weird. You guys. It's a theory out there, and you guys make up your mind what you believe. Were they up there? Were they not? The choice is yours. I know this is gonna be off topic. Oh, I forgot to mention. Let's go back to the JFK files, right? No, not the JFK files. The lottery.
Okay.
Okay, I forgot one. I have to mention one more thing. Now, supposedly, you know what? I might save this because I don't think I have the link, and I think I lost. Oh no! I think I have a screenshot. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Okay. Now, supposedly, one of the winners of the lottery. Take a while to guess who it was. Take a while to guess who was one of the winners that was unannounced, but they won it. He won it.
I have no idea.
Take a bit. I said he. Who's a name? Who's a big story right now besides JFK? Well, JFK's dead. Well, this other guy might be dead. Theory is he's still alive.
I'll be honest. My mind's drawing a blank right now.
The word. I don't know if I could say PEDO. Will we get flagged?
I don't know if we will or not. Just say that right there.
What's his name?
Epstein.
Supposedly he won it.
No
and that's how he built his ranch over there in Texas. I don't know if you knew he had a ranch in Texas.
No, I didn't know about that. I just knew about the island.
He had a brothel out there in Texas, man. So supposedly,
Okay, so it's actually called Zorro Ranch, and it's located in New Mexico.
let me read this real quick. It says, "Did you know that Jeffrey Epstein won $29.3 million in the form of an unanimous trust from the Oklahoma Powerball lottery on July 2nd, 2008, the day after he started his 18-month jail term in Florida." So again, CIA operative, the usual suspects,
Well, there's a
because
theory.
he is Jewish too,
Well, here's the theory.
and he had a lot of ties with powerful Jews.
Well, the thing is, here's the theory. Supposedly, and I'm pretty sure you heard about this. Supposedly, he's still alive.
That's what I was saying, dude. The theory is that he's still alive. There's a lot of fishiness in that whole.
Oh my gosh.
When he died, the camera's not working. The guards fell asleep. There's no pictures that leaked of him dead.
They didn't leak any pictures.
There's no
of him.
autopsies.
Nope.
In this day and age, people would get their hands on that stuff. So who knows, man? He could still be alive. So I don't know. Man. It could be in the usual suspects. Now, what I say, the usual suspects, supposedly he was a CIA informant. They used him to get politicians and celebrities as blackmail. And they have their puppet masters. They have control of our government because of all these officials. So, the usual suspects. They might have a hand in, being in control of Jeffrey Epstein and that whole ring. Yeah, I don't know, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy world. One more thing, and this is where I was going to get off topic. Okay, do you ever notice when we were kids, 90s, the 2000s, how awesome McDonald's and Taco Bell, they all had their own structures and colors. They were so colorful.
Oh yeah, no, they looked fun.
Some had the golden arches.
Yeah, you look like you're walking into a giant Happy Meal.
Right, exactly. Everything looked so fun back then. Even buildings themselves. Now Now, if we want to go back in the day, the beautiful architecture that
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't
that-
have
yep.
anymore, everything looks so boring nowadays. You could actually bring that up. This
Okay.
is where I was getting at. Now, before okay, hold up, before you bring it up, yeah, you take off the screen.
Okay.
Before you bring it up, years ago, and I never mentioned this to you. This is before I got married. I brought it up to Anna because I think we were going to Santa Clara to watch a Niner game, and I came to this conclusion myself. This wasn't an Instagram video. This wasn't a YouTube video, a conspiracy theory. This was a theory and something I noticed by myself was that, and I noticed that when they were building all these other McDonald's and Wendy's, pay attention. They're just boring rectangles and blocks.
Yeah.
And they're gray.
Yeah.
They're dull colors. They suck the life out of
look
these
like
restaurants.
prisons.
They look like prisons. And I told Anna, I was like, don't you find it kind of weird that these structures all look the same? All boring and dull?
Yeah.
Click that now. Bring that up. See, it says right here, McDonald's then, 2009 versus now, 2025. Look how boring that looks. Look how fun it used to look.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Look how boring it
It looks like you go there and have a great time.
That's the same place. I don't know where this location is, but look, see, it's the same. But look at the building now. It's boring.
Yeah.
It's dull. There was this you can bring this up now. There was this Tucker Carlson video, and I don't know who he was interviewing, and it was just a little short clip that I saw that he was mentioning that is it done on purpose to make scenery dull and life dull, kind of to make us I can't think right now, man.
Make us like depressed or
Depressed.
something?
Yeah, there you go. I'm so sorry, man. I'm losing it. I'm getting
I used it
hungry,
a couple
dude.
of minutes ago.
I'm tired and I'm hungry right now. Is it to make us depressed on purpose? To raise certain, people to do certain things to themselves, and I don't want to say it,
Yeah.
but
Unhealthy things.
is it to affect us mentally? Because like our poor children aren't going to see those cool looking, beautiful looking, colorful buildings. They're going to see these dull looking buildings.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That was my own theory, and now it's coming kind of to fruition. A lot of people are talking about it now, and I don't know, guys. You be the judge
Well,
on that too.
Well, the way I
Think
see
about it. Look at buildings and look at things around us. They're sucking the color and the life out of things. Target, Walmart, everything looks so boring and looks like a warehouse.
What it looks like, okay, when they show like those like what can I say, those certain like not really independent films, but like those special films that like they show black and white and they show little cartoon characters. They go into like the building and they come out like all depressed or something, or they go in there and they become like pigs or something, like putting the people to the meat grinder kind of deal, like when they do those cartoons, those special cartoons. I feel like that's what it is. Like when you walk in there, you're basically looking like those gray coated, like when they're wearing nothing but gray and they have the bald heads. That's what it looks like. Like,
yeah, man.
that's what those, like, if you think about those kind of people, like they making shows in movies and stuff like that, that's the kind of building they walk in.
Yeah, man.
That's how the building looks.
Yeah, dude.
Those who are brainwashed, the brainwashed people, or those that are stuck in the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I just go in there to get my food and dip out anyway. But as kids, man, like that, we want to see color.
Yeah.
And as adults too, we want to see color. We we want to be happy.
Life sucks as it is.
Yeah.
As it does. Like you don't like.
Well, I mean, I love life. I love life, just not my work life.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is
Monday through Friday, I hate my life.
Yeah, well, that's what
I guess you could say. It sounds so sad.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the mundane.
Not till I get home, my
dude.
life gets full of color again.
True.
Once I get home to my son and my wife, I feel full of life again. I love life again. But when I'm at work, it feels like gel, man. I'm just this cog in the wheel, in this machine, and I feel so used. And then the moment I clock out and walk out of that building, I feel like, how can I put this? Me, myself, you see my giant hand grab this claw, this cog, this wheel, put it in my pocket, and I go home. Moment I wake up at 5 o'clock, I jump in my car, I put my wheel back on that machine, and I start spinning in that machine, and I become the machine.
And the thing that sucks.
That's what I feel, man.
And here's the thing. When you do that, you're having that the entire day. You even have it during lunch.
Oh yeah.
So think about this. During your work, after your lunch, you go there.
Yeah.
It looks
This
like
dull, boring, lifeless place.
You're basically leaving one prison and going to another prison to get food.
Mhm.
in a sense.
Mhm.
You know, that's just I'm trying to
Yeah.
make that.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
analogy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a
Analogy.
decent analogy. Maybe we're not doing this right because I'm getting kind of dizzy because I'm starving.
I'm starving too, bro.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry too, man.
Yeah.
You're not the only
Okay.
one.
Last topic. So last week we were talking about ancient technologies and everything, right? What was up?
Click the 3.
Oh yeah. So here's an update from Jimmy Corsetti.
There you
Bringing that up. So that's a Gobekli Tepe. That's how it looks now. Look how sad. Look at those giant pillars. And there's other pictures too where they show more pillars in the ground. You know they destroyed stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff down there. There's more stuff down
very
there.
sad,
They have
man.
to dig up more and more stuff.
Very careless, very reckless.
You're not supposed to put things like that yet. You're supposed to dig it up more and more.
Mhm.
And then by the time you dig up more and more, then you start putting up the metal beams. But you're not supposed to put the metal beams, when it's still underground.
Right, when there's still stuff in there. It's very reckless, man. And was it done on purpose? Maybe.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know.
100%.
I
Come
don't
on,
know.
dude. It was done on purpose.
Yeah.
Come
And
on.
those pillars right there are holding this giant like tarp in a way. It's like a metal tarp or something. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's to cover over, and it does make sense because you want to preserve and protect it so that we no wind or anything or storms. You know what I'm saying? Destroy it.
Yeah.
So I could see that, but there could have been another way, or like you said, excavate it first, then throw the beams in there and build this dome.
Dig as much as you can. Dig more.
Mm-hmm.
And show more of what this landscape is going to be, then do that. But yeah, look what they did.
Yeah. And so another big story this week that came out, I think yesterday or 2 days ago again, bring up those pictures, man. So we were talking about our last episode about the pyramid and how I said it was I believe it's a nuclear power plant. That was a wrong choice of words. What I meant to say. Well, it could be that too, but I meant to say was yeah, there you go. What do they call those? What do they call those plants? Not an electrical plant, not an electricity plant, a power plant.
Power plant.
There we go.
There you go.
What I meant to say was I believe it's a power plant.
Okay.
Because I don't think they found any nuclear activity or any nuclear waste in the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that it's a power plant. Bring up those pictures, man.
Okay.
Check this out, guys. Recently, look what they found. So they used LiDAR. It's a sonar detection system that they use.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked underground underneath one of the pyramids there. They found more columns. As you can see, there's 5 columns right there. So there's the pyramid. The black outlines, that's the pyramid itself.
Yeah.
Inside, they found more. See those columns? There's like about 5 or 6 of them, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And there's these voids, kind of like the Great Pyramid. So that's not the Great Pyramid. That's one of the pyramids.
That's the one in the middle.
Yes.
It's the middle pyramid.
Yeah. So the Great Pyramid has these voids and everything. And this one, they found it has a void. And in those voids are these weird structures inside. And at the bottom, they found these pillars. Look at those pillars, guys. Look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And it looks like coils. Go back.
Well, there's another version.
There's another picture of it. There's these coils. Look at that. So I saw another video where it said they look like they're steps.
Yeah. Okay. So from what I heard, I guess
take that down.
what they think is that from what it looks like, it could be giant coils, giant
For electricity.
for electricity,
Mm-hmm.
or there's steps that go even lower to like probably something you would see like an obelisk, like a library. So there's gonna be a lot more stuff down there.
Well, go to the other picture. So this is what's at the bottom of those coils. Are these 2 blocks, giant blocks? I don't know what they're made out of. Nobody knows. They found it on the LiDAR systems, the LiDAR detection system, and could that be where the nuclear waste is? Could that be more electricity? Who knows what's in there? Or like you said, it could be a library.
It could be a library, but they don't know for sure.
Mhm.
Like nobody knows what it is for sure.
Not
and
yet.
of course, you have the deniers saying, "Oh, this is just AI as well." I read a couple of comments that saying there's deniers.
Dude, this is
I did read a couple.
really.
Yeah, there's gonna be weird denying.
Those are the
it.
probably mainstream archaeologists. But at the same time, you can't. This isn't theory.
Yeah.
They found this, ladies and gentlemen. They found those pillars on LiDAR systems. Bring it up one more time. The big pillars.
This one right here.
Yeah. You guys, that's what they found under there. Now, to be exact, the LiDAR system didn't see those exactly, but that's what it's kind of producing, what it looks like. That's what they predict it
Yeah.
looks like. And at the same time, this is mainstream archaeology that's showing this. You can take it off now.
Yeah, well,
This isn't just some conspiracy theorist that found these or say this is what it is. No, this is mainstream archaeology that found this.
well, I heard this was discovered like around 2022 or something.
Oh, was it?
Yes,
I didn't know
I've heard.
that.
Don't quote me
Wow,
on it.
so
I
they're
read
barely
some
coming out
areas.
with it.
Yes, they're
Hmm.
barely coming out with it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah, it's barely coming out. So
Interesting.
that's another thing too. Is it barely came? It's like since 2022, they've been holding this down, and now they're out of nowhere. They're starting to show this. Maybe they want to look at. It could be that they're looking at the research, making sure that okay, yeah, it's final.
Mm-hmm.
This thing does exist, and let's show it to the people now. That could be it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be like sometimes you have when it comes to the discoveries, there's a certain it sucks because like there's sometimes I guess there's certain like time zones that you can't release it until this month or until this day.
But I wonder
Bunch of
why.
red
I
tape
wonder
and
what the
stuff.
reasoning why they're releasing this information now.
I don't know either. I mean, another comment I read, and this is a comment that I read, is that the reason why they're showing this now is because everything that's going on in the world, they're trying to put our mind onto another thing.
So could be. So Jimmy Corsetti on his I didn't take a screenshot or anything of what he said. He talked about this, and he even said too that they're not 100% sure that's how the columns look, but that's what the lidar system detection system. It looks kind of blurry, but that's what it's projecting that what they look like.
Yeah.
What it looks like.
Yeah, and so that's why a lot of people don't know if they're.
And he was also, sorry not to interrupt, but
You good.
because I don't want to lose my train of thought. I'm getting really dizzy over here. I'm so hungry. He was also saying that oh man, never mind. Go ahead. I lost my train of thought.
Okay. Well, just think about Jimmy Corsetti. And
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no, that's like you said, like what Jimmy Corsetti said is that that's why a lot of people don't know what these truly are. Like they
Mhm.
do think that it might lead to somewhere else. Like you said, it could be toxic waste. It could be a library.
Radiation waste.
Radiation waste. Like thank you.
In those boxes.
In those boxes.
Mhm.
You know, they're just like giant batteries, like a huge conductor.
Could be big giant batteries. Yeah.
Huge conductor thing. But yeah, no, I just it's crazy stuff, dude.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, and then another thing too, and I don't know if we mentioned this in our last episode, the conductor, the gold on top, all of a sudden now it's gone. Nobody knows what happened to it, or and I could be wrong. I think in somewhere in history, during one of the many battles there, wars, they don't know if somebody stripped it, you know, somebody in the war, you know, in the battle stripped it, broke it, shattered it, whatever, took pieces of it.
It's
Maybe
gold.
right, and maybe some archaeologists did it. There's a lot of theories behind who did it, but it's gone. And if you look, check this out. We didn't mention this last week. If you look at the Luxor, the hotel in Vegas, what happens? What do they show on top?
A giant.
A beam of light. Why would they show a giant beam of light? What do they know that we don't know?
Well, okay, and,
Right.
and so that's another thing too. Supposedly, and this is where it's like I don't know if I trust it or not, but I guess there's old pictures of like of them taking it of like old. I forget what kind of lens they use, but they use a certain lens. It's like it's when it's black and white, and you see certain things that can't be seen. And I guess they showed energy coming out of it. I don't know if
Yes.
you've seen that picture.
Yes,
I don't know if it's real or not. I'm
yes,
not
yeah.
saying it is or not, but I've seen a picture like that.
Matter of fact, go ahead and Google that. See if you can find that picture. If not, don't bring it up. But I'm gonna talk a little bit more. Go
Okay,
ahead and try to
alright.
find that while I'm talking here. Another thing too that I failed to mention last week because we were talking about ancient technologies and stuff is and we were talking about giants that probably move these stones and stuff or whatever, right? The theory that's one of the the interest. Another theory is probably energy from the pyramids to use sound waves. I don't know if you've heard this theory to use sound waves to move the blocks, those giant
Okay, yeah.
20,000, 100,000. They use ancient technologies, sound. Dude, I can't think right now. I'm losing my train of thought because I'm also looking at pictures.
Yeah.
Did they use sound waves? And there's proof. There's YouTube videos and stuff, and there's research
I can't
on.
find it.
Okay, it's cool. There's research out there that shows people that you could use sound waves to move stuff.
Yeah, you can move things with sound.
Well,
And
look
so-
at like when we have the speakers and they boom, 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 and you feel, if you put your hand there or your face, you feel waves.
and
you know,
it's good that you brought that up because again, supposedly, and again, this is where we kind of say that we talk about how the aliens helped out the Egyptians, but how do we not know that the Egyptians were just not that they're just that smart. They're just that smart to use sound
So-
waves to their, to their objective.
to move bricks and stone and all that, and
Yeah.
they had lasers, and I mean, man,
You don't know if they were.
we don't know.
We don't know if they were that smart with that kind of technology.
And I was listening to ninjas are butterflies, and they were mentioning one of the theories was it the before the Great Flood, because a lot of times a lot of these things they don't know. Rumor has it that the Egyptians and the Aztecs and all these ancient civilizations after the Great Flood, supposedly these structures were there before them. Well, look at the Sphinx.
Yeah.
It was one of the pharaohs. Now it's the pharaoh's head with the busted nose. Before that, it used to be, and it's real proportionate. The head's real small and the body's real big.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, it used to be. They said it was either an Anubis or a lion's head, a cat's head.
Oh.
Before,
Okay.
yeah. So before the Great Flood, supposedly, did the Watchers, the what's the Nephilim?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, again I apologize. I'm so tired and hungry. The Nephilim, did they have a hand on these structures? Like, because obviously they're fallen angels from heaven.
Yeah.
Were they copycatting the structures in heaven and copycatting and bringing those blueprints and showing the ancient civilizations how to build it, how to make these structures look, how to make like the World's Fair, which we could get into another time.
Yeah.
Was that Tartarian?
The Tartarians.
Was that inspired from the buildings in heaven? Did the Nephilim have a hand on showing these blueprints? Did they leave blueprints? That's a theory.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I heard
Theory.
on Ninjas and Butterflies. It's an interesting theory.
Oh, yeah,
Which I
exactly.
would like to look into more, and we could talk about it on the show. But I truly believe that there was ancient technologies. Again, did the Nephilim introduce and show them how to use these ancient technologies, how to build them, and they built them themselves?
And also help lift some of the stuff too.
Right. So there's that, but it's just crazy, man. The possibilities and the theories, and I mean, ancient technologies are coming to light
Yeah.
with the pyramids.
Mhm.
What we just saw right now, those pictures, that's an ancient technology. Did they have free energy? I believe they did.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I believe they did.
Okay, so this is another thing too. I've been thinking about. All right, so here's the thing about, and you just reminded me what I was gonna say. So you know how they talk about how the Egyptians probably got help from aliens, from ancient aliens, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if the reason why they said they got help from ancient aliens so that way mankind wouldn't try to repeat what they did?
You're right. Well, yeah, that's another cover up.
That the aliens
They
was,
made
the aliens
this-
is fake. It's not
Right.
made by aliens. They're an amazing intellectual group of people who created this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want us to replicate it. Basically.
Well, yeah, because it's free energy.
Yeah, exactly.
It all comes down to free energy, and it comes down to money
So they're saying
and
that.
controlling us, and control,
And so what do you do? What do you do when you don't
and keeping people poor.
Yeah. What do you do when you can't make a technology that people can't replicate? Say it was created by aliens.
Yep.
Say it's created by aliens.
Make it sound goofy.
Make it sound goofy
phony.
and make it sound like a person can't do it. And
Mhm.
that's one of the things that I think is that whole ancient aliens things could probably be one of the biggest lies ever told, so that way mankind wouldn't repeat them, or actually, like, if we think about it, if we did learn about the pyramids having free energy, you know how much digging would go into that place to try to replicate that technology? You know how many people would go there and be like, we have to go, we have to investigate further down. There would be tons of people like trying to investigate and trying to learn that technology. Heck, I honestly think that we would probably create even more, like, kind of messed up, but we'll probably have to dig even more further down ground, probably destroy some stuff just to get to that technology.
Yeah,
It sucks,
yeah.
but if you're trying to get to an area that the technology that exists, you're gonna do anything to obtain it and to figure out how it worked. Just saying.
Right.
So there's kind of a negative to that by destroying old property to get to where you need to go to. There's kind of a problem. There's kind of an issue with that. You got to think
Right.
about that too.
And one last note on the pyramids. We'll see in the coming days, weeks, months, maybe freaking years, what developments are going to come out of this, after finding these pillars underground. We'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get interesting. It's It's gonna get really interesting.
Well, when that kicks in, you can bring up Jimmy Corsetti right there and there.
Yep.
Before we get in there.
One last thing I want to show. We can show this video real quick. Bring it up. It's about Mount Ararat and Noah's Ark. It's that last one there. Volume.
At the top of Mount Ararat, and this is what they found.
So we're actually looking at the eroded rim timbers of Noah's Ark.
Yes.
Can you all see how symmetrical they are?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
This would not occur in natural erosion.
Right.
So when it rains and erosion takes place, it's really exposing these rib timbers.
When archaeologists conducted scans of the structure, they reportedly discovered petrified wood and architectural features, such as rooms and partitions, that align with the dimensions and layout described in the biblical account.
Now tell us, what is an ERT scan?
Well, that uses electricity to peer below the surface. And so as the electricity current is going through the surface, it will hit different things like water or air pockets or, wet soil, dry soil, rocks. And then the computer software can interpret how resistive that material is and make a 3D model.
And it's those ERT scans that have revealed all the right angle structures and cavities and rooms.
Well, some of them, but most of those were found by the GPR, which is uses radar to
Which
peer
is
below the
ground
ground.
penetrating radar, correct?
Exactly. So these are two different techniques that let you peer below the surface and not have to destroy the site to look what's below the ground.
And what is this hole?
Yeah, so this is really cool. So Ron Wyatt did a radar scan here back in the 80s, and he saw that there was a cavity about 10 feet in to the side of the boat. But they took material out, this matrix of mud and other things, and they put it in a Ziploc bag, took it back to a laboratory in America, and the lab technician was pulling it apart under a microscope, and he discovered red animal hair and a man-made fiber.
Which you would not find in a natural
Yeah, it's 20,
formation.
3 meters in, 10 feet in to the side of this boat this was all covered before the 1979 earthquake. And so they went, after the earthquake exposed the side, they drilled in and they found this material, animal hair and a man-made fiber. So what else would be down there?
So we are looking at a giant ship covered in mud.
Yes, that's it.
This group of explorers went to the
And we'll leave you with that, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go get some grub.
Yeah.
God bless. Peace.
Guys, have a good one.